Well, it all started for me in basketball players talking about going through shooting slumps. And every time somebody would talk about a shooting slump is where you're missing a lot of shots, their whole, body language would just change. And what I realized is like, well, what if we change the word slump to hippopotamus? Would it change it? And they would laugh and look at me crazy, like shooting hippopotamus. But I'm like, look at that. It's just a word that you're letting dictate how you feel. And that's what got me onto this of like, whoa, why do we have to let these words that we're taught be able to define how we feel of it? Like, what if, failure meant something different than what the world teaches us? What if wealth? What if, confidence? What if they all meant something of a different fashion? And I'm a big believer in defining your own words. And like, especially like using failure, for example, like the two greatest basketball players of all time, Kobe Bryant and Michael Jordan, and their mental coach is a good friend of mine, George Mumford, and he said they would look at games, they would look at wins and losses, not as wins and losses. They didn't care about that. They looked at things as momentum and learning. So if they had a great game, they're like, that's momentum. Like, I built some momentum on this. I'm going to keep doubling down on this. If they had a bad game, they're like, all right, how can I learn from it? And it just changes the whole trajectory because you're not defining yourself as a winner or a loser, but you just love, like they did, the joy of the competition. But it's the competition with self, not necessarily the competition with your neighbor or somebody else on social media. How do you continue to strive to be the best version of yourself? And I think, and it's also, once again, it's not in a, hey, the pressure's on you. This is the joy of the constant growth and relentlessly pouring into yourself so that you can better others. And I think a lot of that we have to start with, a good spot for people to start with is redefine your own words. What does rich mean to you? What does it truly mean? Is it money, or is it time with your spouse, your kids, doing incredible experiences and adventures? What does failure look like? What does confidence look like? What does consistency look like? Define your own main important words. And that's where that concept came from. It served me very well in life.